Hey folks, it's Fred from CR Machine, and here's my shop, part of view of the shop, um, and this is what I've been working for ever since I was 20 years old, and now I'm 45, and I'm always investing in my shop, and now you see the fruits of all that work. And the reason why I am making this video here is um, some of you may have noticed that I removed many of my YouTube videos. And as some of you may know, I'm making high performance engine parts for the two-stroke bicycle engines and complete engines too. And it's been developing, and people are going faster, including myself. And I just hit 57 miles an hour with a 33 tooth sprocket on my 26-inch wheel bike, and the engine has more. So I just put on a 30 tooth sprocket and ready to go out on another run. And then a thought occurred to me. Somebody on the Facebook page said, after 50 miles an hour, a wise man thinks about the what ifs. Yeah, and that's it. And so, here I am making race engines for non-road use, for racing only. Yet I go drive like a bat out of hell, passing cars on the right. Sure, entertaining, pretty cool. It was fun, exhilarating for myself. But here I am, basically, that's promoting my product, riding it on the street as my testing. Poor man's dyno. So that's going to be a project in the future, a dyno, and we can do some videos on that. Any videos that I'll be doing on a bicycle will be on a racetrack, and this is to the meat of what I want to talk about. And I could write it in a blog or something like that, but I feel that perhaps a video would have a little more impact, because the things are reaching a crescendo here, where people are starting to approach 60 and even exceed 60 miles an hour with bicycles on public streets. And while I think that the competition is great and people's creativity are producing very nice things, somebody is going to die if they're not careful. I see some young kids doing speed runs without protective gear. Even with protective gear, if you fall at those speeds, the concrete is going to bash your hips and bash your knees, and just, it's going to hurt you, even if you have protective gear. But you could maybe walk away if you have it, so I don't want to promote the street racing by doing it myself. It's just too dangerous. It's a liability issue. I don't want to lose my shop, what I've worked so hard to build. So and nor would I want to see one of my customers die because they're street racing and a car pulls out of a driveway and they can't stop because they have inadequate brakes, for example. I mean, even if you did have adequate brakes, there are engine failures that can occur. A rod could break and jam, and all of a sudden your rear tire is skidding, and you can't control it, and you crash. I think your parents or your brothers or sisters would miss you, and there would be a lot of pain put into your family. You may have kids. I have a kid, and I don't want her to lose her dad. So I wanted to explain why I took those videos off, and also at the same time give a real warning to you street racers out there. On one hand, I think it's a beautiful thing. On the other hand, there are high risks, and you're kind of propelling bicycles at speeds that they just structurally were not intended to, and that this kind of thing should be done in a more controlled manner. Protective gear, full face helmet, padded jacket, padded pants, boots, full gloves, everything you can do, and don't attempt it on a bike that's shaky on a structural basis as well. Don't put a big power plant on a poorly equipped bicycle frame. It's just a recipe for disaster. And so you got to find a deserted airstrip or rent the facilities at a local drag racing strip or go-kart track. I believe that is where the competition should go. Because at the rate that things are going, somebody's going to get killed. And it could be you. And I think your parents and your siblings and your family will miss you. So that's my message, and that's my explanation for why I took off those videos. Thank you.